Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. In this video, we are looking at the NBA Prizepicks props for February the 25th. We have one early game and a bunch of late games, so let's get started. We'll have a mix of props from from the early game and the rest from the late games. So let's get started. As always, if you enjoy the videos, appreciate it for the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Looking to kind of get this weekend started. Yesterday didn't go as planned. Just pick some wrong props, pick some good players that went off, but just picked their wrong category. Like Randall dropped 45 plus points and only had 2 rebounds, and Trae Young dropped over 30 and just had 9 assists. So probably should have taken the points and rebounds and points and assists instead of just the rebounds and assists. But you live and you learn. On to today. Let's get started. First prop that we are looking at is going over to points, rebounds, and assists, and I'm taking Pascal Siakam over 39.5 PRA. It's a great matchup against the Detroit Pistons. No Fred VanVleet in this game, which is huge because VanVleet is a guy that sometimes can get hot and just take away shots, and maybe some assists away from Siakam. But there's been a handful of games this year where VanVleet has missed and Siakam's played, and in those games you've seen a lot of times where Siakam's just gone off. He had 26, 4, and 5 in the most recent game without VanVleet, so he would have missed in that game. But before that, he dropped 29, 9, and 10. He had a triple-double earlier against the Spurs with 22, 10, and 11. You're just seeing a lot of rebounds, or a lot of high rebounding games. Then he's had a lot of higher assist total games as well without VanVleet this year. And the second prop that I like is going on the other side and taking Bogdanovic over 27.5 PRA. It's been a little bit of a struggle last game for him heading into the break. First game back from the break, just had like 7 points scored in that game. And the matchup against Toronto, they're missing some pieces, so it should be a closer game than usually if the Raptors had VanVleet and Anunoby there. Bogdanovic has been the Pistons' best player all season. He's been pretty consistent for the most part. The scoring, you can kind of count on it, and then sometimes he'll run into some rebounds, and he's averaging about close to 4 rebounds and 3 assists per game. So I do like it if you expect him to score 20 plus points. If he continues with his averages, he should hit this over. Looking at his games against Toronto, the last time they played him, it ended up being just a 1-point game, and he did have 33 points scored in that game. Gave you 5 rebounds, 3 assists as well. That game he had 41 PRA. So if you're looking at that, just looking at him to bounce back from poor performance from last game, I think he definitely is a guy to look to. Going to a prop in the later games, I do like some of the Sixers and Celtics props, especially some of these ones on the Boston side look a little low, like Marcus Smart at 19.5 PRA. Like the over there. If you look at his games against the Sixers, he had a 36-minute game last time out with 14, 3, and 7. So that would have been 24 PRA in that one. Then he just played 13 minutes in the previous game before that one, so he got hurt. And then looking at 15, 6, and 3, so he would have hit in that game. 6, 2, and 8, so would have missed there, but he would have missed in the other game too. But then you're looking at 23 and 7, 25, 4 and 4, 16, 4 and 4, 24, 1 and 1. So you're looking at the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games played against the Sixers. He's only missed this. You can basically 8 games because one game he just played 13 minutes. He's hit this in 6 out of the 8 games. So you gotta like the opportunities there. And I do think he'll a guy that contributes in all categories, especially rebounds and assists. If he knocks on a couple shots, then that's just going to be icing on the cake there. So I like him. Also think you can look at Jaylen Brown over PRA too. He's done well against the Sixers. He's done a great job rebounding recently. A couple double-digit rebound performances. And going up against the Sixers team with Embiid down low, they're going to need some help. They're going to need help Horford and help Robert Williams rebound. And Brown's a guy that he's basically just right behind Tatum in terms of taking the most shots on the team. Most recent game against the Sixers, he just played 18 minutes, so I'm sure he might have got hurt in that game. That was early February. I believe that was a game that he left with a face injury. Then he had 35 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists in the second most recent game against him. That was early on this year. Might have been opening night. And then before that, he had 29, 8, and 3, so would have hit easily in that game. Missed it in the previous game, and then had 35 and 4. So looking at In his last 4 games where he's played at least like more than 18 minutes against Sixers, he's hit this. And with how good he's been rebounding recently, and he can run into some assists too. So I do like that. You could maybe look to his over, just taking his points and rebounds if you wanted to. But if you do that, if you look at that, it's at 31.5. So I think you can probably get us like 3 assists is what you need to, assuming he gives you 32 points and rebounds, 3 assists will get you to 35. I think that's pretty likely. So that's what I got, especially with or you can look to just his rebounds if you wanted to. But after last night, I'm taking points, rebounds, assists instead of just taking one category. Those are 4 props. Another prop that I like is looking to Jokic today. He's just been beasting recently. Love the PRA at over 47.5 today. Going up against a Memphis team, earlier meeting against them, he gave you 13, 13, and 13. But that was with Steven Adams down low, who just makes it tough. He's probably the strongest guy in the NBA. It's tough to move him down low. Now he's going to run up against like Tillman and Brendan Clark and guys like that, which just has so much more experience over. He's probably going to be able to toy with them, and expect him to continue just raining down triple-doubles. Matchup against the Grizzlies should be a close, higher scoring type of affair. So I love Jokic, especially with Aaron Gordon once again being ruled out. So just going to open up more rebounds for Jokic, maybe some more shots too. So before Gordon got hurt, he was coming off his best game of the year with 37 and 13. And even before that, gave you 24, 3, and 8. So there's a lot of production that Jokic just had to be able to soak up recently with Gordon missing time, and expect that to continue. You're looking at a pretty low number. That's the 5th prop, and might as well just make this a 6-man so we can try to get to 25x. So for the final prop today, there's a bunch of different sides. They haven't posted the Charlotte game yet, but one game that they have posted that I think you can look to is the Pacers Magic, which should be at least somewhat high scoring. I'm looking at Buddy Hield. I'm looking at his points for sure. Maybe you can look to his points, rebounds, and assists too. It's at 23.5. I do like some of the Jazz players too. If you look at Jordan Clarkson over PRA, if you wanted to do that, but I'm taking Buddy Hield over 16.5 points. I think that's very doable against a Magic team. He's coming off 18 against Boston, 27 before that against Chicago. He sometimes is streaky, but the matchup is good against Orlando team that still is bottom 3rd in the league in defensive rating. 4 of his last 5 games, he's knocked down at least 4 triples. So if he continues to be hot from outside, I think he'll be able to give you a couple 2-pointers at least to get you over this number. Last time out against the Magic, he gave you 21 points. That was back in January. Then he just played 22 minutes game before that, so I'm not sure what might have happened in that game, but he missed in that one. Before that, gave you 15, but he only played 30 minutes as well. And then he gave you 17, 18 points, 19 points, 29 points, and then sandwiched in there was a 5-point game, which he only played 18 minutes, so he might have got hurt. But it's a good matchup. I mean, him, Halliburton, and Eli like Turner is going to be the main scorers on the team, so I think Hield can get us at least 17. That's it for the Prizepicks video. We're looking at Siakam over 39.5 PRA, Bogdanovic over 27.5 PRA, Smart over 19.5 PRA. Sticking with the theme of PRA, except till we get to Buddy Hield, because I'd rather take all of the categories and then instead of doing what we did last night, which hurt, but we live and you learn. So hopefully this works out for us today. Thank you for watching. Best of luck, and I will catch you all next time.